Hey everyone, welcome back. Icon here. Today we're going to be looking at that search and destroy and how Atlanta clutched up. So as you noticed, LEDs, I got the red LEDs on so that we can be in the mood for some Atlanta Faze search and destroy gameplay. So we're hopping onto this. It is a 3-4 deficit right now for Atlanta, but they're going to go ahead. They're going to win these next 3 rounds, and they're going to end up winning this 6 rounds to 4. So with that, I just want to go ahead. I want to talk a little bit about how they did it, and this is the start right here. You get somebody like a Beezy that's so aggressive, and then when he enters that gun battle, he doesn't even have the advantage, and he still gets that man advantage. So now, as they're going about the rest of this round, now they have a 5-4 advantage. So let's just go back. Let's just watch this one more time because this is just absolutely insane. You're going to see him up at the top of your screen, a Beezy pushing forward, gets the kill on Frosty, and that is just, I mean, that's just insane. You shouldn't be able to pull off those sort of plays. And then, obviously, after that, this was a really defensive round from Florida. So just to draw on the screen real quickly, you can see where Florida's setup were. They were over here watching this B-Dom area. They had a sniper rifle over here watching towards Coil and B-Bomb. And then the rest of these guys were just kind of watching this mid-map area. So this was real defensive. So the way Atlanta countered this is that, well, they're just going to go ahead and say, well, we're not scared. So at this point in time, with a Beezy's kill and with Maniac's kill, now they know that Florida is back in the back. So now they just have to watch all of the crosses everywhere. And that's exactly how they're set up right now. So just real quick, again, minimap bottom left-hand corner, you can see how they're set up. Simp right here is watching this cross over here, so he'll be able to tell if they're going over towards A. Right here is a Beezy watching this cross, so he'll be able to tell if they're going towards mid-map, and Major Maniac is set up over here in Woods. So with this, they're pushed up beyond mid-map, but the biggest thing that they're taking away from this is that they have all of the potential push routes locked down so they can tell exactly where Florida's going. So at this point in time, Major Maniac just got a shot over there by Coil. I think that was Mox that got that shot. So with this, I mean, you have a 5v3 advantage. So as long as you can trade out these kills, be in a position where you can trade things out, then you're going to end up winning the rest of this round. So a lot of things are going to happen right here very quickly. So it's going to be hard to talk about exactly what happens along the way. But right here comes a push. So Celium gets killed. Pristini actually gets 2 snipes right there, but then it's a 2v1. They know where he's at. So eventually Florida had to make their push forward, right? And then when they made their push forward, at that point in time, since it was a 5v3, it's just a matter of just trading out the rest of those kills. All right, so as we get into this next round here, that last round was more of just a defensive round, right? So Faze was on defense. All they had to do was just win a defense to get it back. And this, again, is going to be where First Blood comes through. Look how forward a Beezy gets pushed. So I know this is hard to see, but let's go ahead and you can just catch glimpses of it. Right here is Simp. So Simp's already pushed up inside or up into showers. And when they did that is they threw smoke right off the beginning there. Then as they try to counter that, a Beezy kills Havoc as Havoc is trying to push through B-Dom. So let me draw on the minimap real quick. Sim came up through middle. He drove this way into showers. As that was happening, Havoc pushed through the smoke trying to counter their push, and as Havoc was running across, that's where the kill came in from a Beezy. So a Beezy killed him right here as he was trying to get across. So in a way, it was a little bit of bad luck because Havoc could have gotten that kill on Simp, but in another way, it was very strategic because he wasn't able to get that kill because of the smoke. So now a Beezy and Simp are both already pushed forward up by B-Bomb. And this is where, if you're Florida, you just start to feel that pressure. You feel like you just can't get anything going. And right there, they did a 2-for-1. So they already had a man advantage, right? So I don't necessarily love this play, but essentially, again, if we're looking at the minimap, Simp and a Beezy both pushed through here because they knew somebody was up top. And then as that happened, Mox and Frosty were able to trade both of them out. So I don't necessarily love that trade, but it has something to do with them just being overly aggressive. It's just how they play, right? So instead of having the 5-4 advantage, now it's a 3-3 ball game, and they still have to go plant. Now, luckily, they were just able to get shots on Pristini right there. So as soon as they were able to get shots there, they knew that he was going to back up. And then once you get the bomb planted, now you're back in control of the ball game. So at this point in time, this is just And this is something I want to point out real quick, is that Celium does a fantastic job of not only securing his kills, but when he gets tagged, like you're going to see him get tagged right here, he does such a great job of getting in, so putting off his shots, and then getting back under cover. So right there. So see, if he would have stayed right where he was at before, he would have ended up dying, right? That's something that is super underrated with Celium and some of these other top AR players, is that when they get they just know, right? They just know when they're not going to win that gun battle. So rather than stay there and try to win that gun battle when you think you have an advantage when you don't, they pop back out into cover. Again, take shots, gets back into cover. So right there, you just saw him twice. That's a lot of what makes a difference between a good S&D player and a bad S&D player, is that he takes shots, pops back into cover, pops back out, takes like 5 shots, gets back into cover, rather than just standing there and trying to challenge. Now, Priestahh knew that there was somebody there because he was called out by Celium. So Priestahh finished that kill. He did end up getting traded out, but now we're just down to a 2v1. So as we're down to a 2v1, I don't necessarily love this setup at the moment. I don't love the fact that Major Maniac is pushing through over here. We do want him to be closer because essentially at this exact moment, Mox could pop out, get a double kill here, and then Major Maniac up here is not close enough to trade that out. So as they're getting closer, that's what they're trying to do. Major Maniac is trying to run through pipes over to you so that they can then trade that out. So Mox pushes forward. As soon as he gets shot by Maniac, he pushes around, and then Celium finishes that kill from behind him. So last but not least, as we go ahead and we start up this last round, you're going to see that they're going to finish this round also. And this one might be played just a tiny bit different in that now look at the defense from Atlanta, okay? So if I just go ahead and I just draw on the screen real quickly, remember before when Abizi pushed all the way through, got this kill here, and then Simp was pushed up, and then they were in bottom green, and then Major Maniac was pushed up to rock right here. So remember how far ahead they were pushed up? Now this is the exact opposite. Look at where all of these arrows are. So you have Priestahh doing a little head glitch here. So Priestah's looking through mid-map right here. So they're still watching the same routes. Abizi is over here watching the push over towards A. They're just not pushed up quite as far. And then you have 3 arrows right here, all essentially watching the push down green ramp right here and up to B-Dom and stuff like that. So they still have all of their lanes locked down. This is just a totally different strategy in that they're looking for picks here and they're not pushed up quite as far as they were before. Even still right here, even on rotations, you can still see that they're still doing the same thing. Rather than be aggressive, they know that they just need one round to win here. So they're just sitting back, letting Florida push the issue, and there's Celium again. Celium was in a perfect position there to be killed, right? To be picked off, and then it would be a 5v4 advantage for Florida, and he's just able to get away. And at that point in time, now that those shots have come in, Major Maniac knows that this is going to be a B push, right? So when those shots came in on the left-hand side over by Coil, that basically tells Atlanta that this is going to be a B push. So now you'll be able to see those arrows starting to rotate over towards B. Now this position by Havoc, this would be a fantastic position had you not have an MP5, right? Because essentially he's going to be picked off from mid, and you might say, well, he is going to be picked off by a BZ that also has an SMG, but it's a BZ. So if you had an AR in that position, you probably end up finishing that kill, but you probably get traded out anyways, right? Because Priestahh is right there. So a BZ gets this kill, this line of sight right here. Even if Havoc is able to win that, he's now at 1 bullet, and why did I say Pristini? I don't know why I said that. But Priestahh could pop up and just finish this kill also. So either way, that would have been traded out. It would have been more beneficial if that could have been traded out for Florida. But Priestahh gets a kill on Mox, and Abizi gets a kill on Havoc, and now all of a sudden it's a 5v3. So this is what I don't like. I don't like the fact that these were kind of individual challenges. So let me explain that real quick. So if we're watching the mini-map in the bottom left-hand corner, Skies is over here, and Skies played phenomenal all weekend, but essentially he got this kill on Celium, and he might have been able to call out to Major Maniac that he was weak, right, that he had shots into him, but the problem is that as soon as he called that out, and if I'm drawing just kind of where we're at right now, rather than being undercover right here, you saw Major Maniac jump up, and then when he came out to try to challenge this, now he's just standing there. So when Skies jumped around the corner, now that's just essentially a 50-50 gun battle, which isn't even really a 50-50 gun battle because Skies has the advantage because he's the one that's rushing out from cover. So he has that element of surprise playing with him. So now it's down to a 3v3, and that's a little bit of a mistake, right? You would have liked to have seen something like that getting traded out, but this is, again, something that just can't happen. You can't lose a 1v1 gun battle like this, and I know that's a challenge where Skies might have been feeling himself. He could have still been weak from before, but if you lose that gun battle, you're probably going to lose the round. Whereas if you win that gun battle, now all of a sudden you've got a 3v2 and you can trade out. So now they're just being a little bit aggressive. And again, so Abizi is still on the other side of the map. So this is absolutely doable, right? It's a 2v2. The thing that's not doable is that look at where Pristini and Frosty are. So somebody's over here. I can't tell. That must be Frosty. Yeah, because Pristini's right here on the bomb. So the fact that they're so far apart, these can't be traded out. Now, could they both win individual 1v1 gun battles? Absolutely, they could. But that's just not very likely to happen, right? And it's the same thing for Atlanta. If you're at this point in time, they just have so much confidence because they've been playing together so long and they're such SND stars that they have a little bit more confidence being spread out like this. But this isn't how you would necessarily love to be seeing it. The other thing that they know is they probably know that the bomb's down. So that's why Simp is hanging out over there by Coil where he's at. So Simp just knows that they have to go get the bomb. He's going to finish that kill, and now it's a 2v1. So now as this is happening, you can see that Abizi, who was over here by A, is starting to come back over here because of the communication. So they get that kill there. And then the last person that's left, Frosty, is now stuck between two players. And as you can imagine, this probably isn't going to go very well for him, especially against two players like this. So he's able to get the bomb. He is actually able to get that, but he has a time issue, right? So let me go back just 5 seconds. By the time Frosty ends up getting this kill, look at the time up in the top middle of your screen. There's 15 seconds left. So this might have been a little bit ambitious, right? Now, he was probably thinking that they were just spread out on opposite sides of the map, but they know that the last person's on this side. So if you're Frosty, you have to play as if you're going to be challenged here. And I know there's only 15 seconds left, so that makes it a little bit difficult because so if you wait and you don't finish this challenge, then you don't have time to get the bomb down. But these two players are so aggressive. That's part of it also, is that Simp and Abizi are left. So if you get into a 1v2 and you get in a gun battle with one of them, you have to figure that they're so aggressive, they're going to be pushing you and trying to finish this last kill. And that's exactly what happened. So in terms of the end of this one here, everything Faze does, it's just so disciplined. It's just so calculated, right? Everything that they do, they push together, whether they're pushing up beyond mid-map or they're hanging back and playing more of a defensive round trying to get picks. Everything that they do is so calculated. All of the lanes are covered. Almost all the time you see kills ending up being traded out. And that's really the difference between a team like Atlanta and a team that's not really playing all that well in Search and Destroy. So with that, guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode. If you're new around here and you like these breakdowns, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I now have a membership option on my channel. So there are all sorts of perks for you guys. There are 3 different tiers, whether you just want to support me, whether you want members only chat, whether you want to actually chat with me in Discord, or I let you submit personalized gameplay to me and I break it down just for you to help out your squads. I know I've had 3 or 4 messages over the last month or so where teams want to know if I can help them with their game, and now this is how they can actually get that done. So all of those options, go ahead, click that join button and see which one works best for you. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't leave without leaving a like. If you have any comments whatsoever, put them down below. I love the interactions. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next episode.